What's up everyone and welcome to today's video, and I cannot believe this. This is the last Sunday of summer break. It seems like summer break has just flown by, and really for me it has, because I spent 90% of my summer break also co-directing, assistant directing, backstage managing summer theater. So really, I have only had about 3 weeks where there's nothing been on my schedule. And you would think, well, Lena, you know, that means you at least got something. Yeah, but it seems like I just left school. Something that I do want to mention, that starting here and going forward, Monday menu planning will be going bi-weekly. And that is because Sam has a brand new job. Sam is now working at the McPherson Hospital in finance. He is very super excited, but their paydays are bi-weekly. And so we will be doing our Monday menu planning every other week, just based on that Friday pay schedule. So you will have a Monday menu this week, but you will get 2 weeks worth. There will not be one on the 24th, but there will be one the 31st. I promise it'll get better, I promise. But just so that it makes it a little easier during the school year and it fits more within our pay schedule. So let's go get started, and I will chat about what happened last week and how this week went. All right, so everything actually pretty well went according to plan, which I know sometimes that is kind of a rare situation in our house. Monday the 10th, I did smothered burritos. I actually almost didn't do smothered burritos, because it was so stinking hot again. But Monday the 10th, Sam was actually going to be late, and it was because he finally signed his contract with the hospital, and that is one of his new favorite dishes. And I actually didn't even know it. I just knew he was working late. And I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and make his favorite. And it ended up being a celebratory dinner afterwards. The 11th, we did leftovers. We used up a lot of leftovers, and it was really nice to have a pile of empty containers on the sink because they were empty and not because I had thrown stuff out. Wednesday was payday, and we did eat out, which was the plan. We went to Taco Tico, and I had soft tacos, and Sam had burritos. Thursday was appetizer night. I did pizza. I did hot wing, Tyson's Anytizer bone-in wings. I did, mozzarella sticks. I didn't do mozzarella sticks. I did breadsticks, pretzel breadsticks, and I did mini corn dogs. So that was nice. Friday, I made my taco meat and cheese dip. I did it in the crock pot, and I'm so thankful that I have a 7-quart crock pot now, because trying to stir that in my little 3-quart crock pot, which is actually where it all started, would not have worked well. I did 1 pound of ground beef, 1 package of taco meat. I did a full block of Velveeta cheese. I did a can of Ortego diced green chilies and 2 cans of Ghost Pepper Extra Hot Rotel. That was something that actually had came into the food bank earlier in the year, and Mom, they don't get rid of a lot of spicy foods at the food bank, and Mom knows we eat them, so we just traded her for a couple cans of regular Rotel, and it turned out super good. Saturday, we had planned for something else. This was actually the only day that, well, kind of, that didn't go the way the original plan was. Breakfast, we just had some mini muffins on our way out to do some thrifting. Lunch, we already had planned to do out, and we used up some of our McDonald's points. We used about 6,000 McDonald's points. We each got a free hamburger and a free fry, and then I had a free fry with any dollar purchase, so I got us each a soft drink with another free fry. So we paid like $3.50 out of pocket for lunch, which was great. Dinner, I had originally planned to have Sam make his pork chops, but it was just a good thing that we hadn't planned on that, because we did get home after a long day of kind of just being out and about, and we just did appetizer night 2. Appetizers, making fun of me over there. We did Appetizers Night 2.0. There was several football games going on. The D23 Horizons was being live streamed. So I did the rest of the corn dogs. I did the other half of the pretzel breadsticks. I did French fries, and I did a package of egg rolls. And there are plenty of leftovers from that, by the way. All right, Sunday the 16th, which is the day I'm filming this, we had originally planned to do meatloaf with green bean casserole. Originally, earlier in the week, they had said, oh, it's going to be over 100 degrees on this day. And so we ended up not buying the ground beef to make meatloaf. Typically, we buy a lot of 93.7, but you can't make a meatloaf with that. It does not stick together. If you have figured out how to make it stick together with 93.7, please share your tips and tricks in the comments below. I would love to see it. But we typically will do that with like an 80-20. Yeah. But we have the stuff for green bean casserole because we bought it last month before the stupid heat wave came through. But today, which is the 16th, it's actually only going to be a high of 86. So we're going to go ahead, and while we're not going to do the meatloaf, we're just going to make up us a green bean casserole for dinner. So that is what the last week looked like. Here's what this week looks like. I start school this week. Sam starts his new job tomorrow, which is today when you're seeing it. And so we're going to make it easy. I don't work on the 17th. But we're just going to have a leftover night. Sam is not going to get home until, in theory, around between 5:30 and 6. It could be closer to 6 with it being his very first day fully in finance as being employed by the hospital instead of the temp agency. There's leftover cheese dip. There is a leftover biscuits and gravy from making breakfast Sunday morning, today, yesterday, whatever. There is a leftover appetizers from Saturday night. It will be literally a fend for yourself, heat up whatever you want type of thing. Obviously for lunch today, which is Sunday, which is yesterday when you're seeing this, Sunday for lunch will be on your own, find whatever you want in the refrigerator, and whatever's left will be leftover night on Tuesday. Monday. Tuesday is my first day at work back for the school year. And so I am going to make one of Sam's favorites that I have not made in a while that I could not make in the small crock pot because you need a big roast for this, is balsamic beef. And that makes me think of I need to go get that roast out of the freezer. It is a Weight Watchers recipe. It is from Emily Bites. And I absolutely love it. I have made it for years. And I will link it in the description below because you need to try it.
We're going to need 2 sets.
Wednesday is Sam's last payday from Team Employment, and so that is going to be an eat out night. And Wednesday the 19th is also the first day back with students. Tuesday the 18th is a work day, and it'll be, yapping. But Wednesday is my first day of school with kids. It's Sam's payday, so we're going to eat out. We have a couple of ideas of where we might go. But we have talked about going back down to Twin Peaks and getting the $10 nachos. Nothing is really set in stone yet. We just know we're going to eat out that night. Thursdays really have become appetizer night, and there's so many ways you can do appetizer night that I don't think it's going to get boring. We're going to get a few things, and then I'm also going to do up a crock pot of my barbecue meatballs. I am going to do the big family size bag again like I did a couple weeks ago. That worked out really well because it really did create some lunches. It created leftovers, and it was just the perfect thing. Friday is the end of the first week of school, and it is our pack back to school night. In the years past, they've done a carnival for back to school night, but they are not doing that this year. The last time we did it a couple years ago, it was really hard to get help, and so I think they're just trying to move in a different direction. But we're going to eat dinner there because the sophomore class is starting fundraising for prom. And I just think
at least they're starting early.
And yeah, I think it's great that they start as sophomores now because I know, as a junior, when I was in like the beginning of the school year, like it was you, and this is going to really date me. We sold CDs and magazines to pay for prom. And that was our only fundraiser. And they're like, just remember, the prom that you give the seniors is probably going to be the prom that the next year's junior class gives you. By the way, it wasn't. Ours was a lot better. And shout out to Derek, Missy, and Randy, because the four of us sat and blew up balloons junior year, physically blew up balloons for the balloon drop for King and Queen of Prom. Shout out to you three. 20 years later, and balloons still give me anxiety. How about you? And side note, I gave them all balloons for graduation. So we will support the sophomore class, and I highly anticipate that, just like we will do, people will give more than the $5 for the donation.
I could go out to the garage to get a piece of wood.
Okay. So, it's hot dogs, chips, drink, and a cookie for $5, and I guarantee they will make quite a bit of money that night. Saturday, Sam is planning to do some more painting. A new room is getting worked on. He's actually going to tackle our bedroom. And so, I am just going to put a pork tenderloin in the crock pot and make up a batch of pulled pork so that we can eat kind of whenever. And then obviously that will be dinner. And lunch, again, will be kind of whatever is left over from appetizer night, and on your own. Sunday is going to kind of be the same way, the 23rd. It will be on your own, find something in the refrigerator or freezer. And then, again, we're starting 2 weeks, so here starts the second week. So the week of the 24th through the 30th, Monday the 24th, I will be making sloppy joes. Super simple and easy. As soon as Sam lets me know that he is off work, I can start browning up the ground beef. And then we use Manwich, and we prefer the Manwich bold. And we get it at the commissary up at Riley when we go with my parents. Tuesday, we are doing the smothered burritos again. That will be cropping up quite a bit. Sam really does love that dish. And it is very good. If you have not made it yet, do it. And I will tell you, the secret to that recipe is you cannot put enough cheese on it. If you have 4 or 5 packages of shredded cheese that are open, number one, I feel you, because that's my house too. You can use that cheese up in this recipe. It's great. Wednesday the 26th, it's going to be real simple. We're making up Hamburger Helper, y'all. I sometimes forget that not everything has to be a 3-course meal. Sam's going to be happy no matter what I cook because I took the time to cook it. And so even something as simple as Hamburger Helper and a canned vegetable is going to make him a happy camper. So that is what I think I'm going to do here. Just something simple, easy, Hamburger Helper. On Thursday the 27th, like I said, Thursdays are going to continue to be appetizers night. But instead of doing barbecue meatballs, I'm going to do barbecue Little Smokies. We love a good crock pot of Little Smokies. That one I will be able to just do in my small 3-quart pot. In theory. We'll see. You never know. Friday the 28th is what our school has called the Sports Jamboree, and it includes 3 to 4 schools. Each year it's kind of a little dependent, and it moves schools, and it's a sports preview night and a scrimmage. And this year Marion is hosting again, so dinner on that Friday is to be determined, because sometimes there are concessions, sometimes there's not. Also, Sam isn't quite sure yet what time he gets off work. He may get off work at noon. He may get off work at 5. There's some things that still need to be kind of figured out with his schedule. And so if he's off earlier, he'll be able to come home and eat, make something, pick me up from work, or just grab something at Sonic, because that is his first payday from the hospital, and bring it over, and we watch the introduction of the girls volleyball, and then go out to the football field, temperature permitting, for the Jamboree. The 29th is going to be grocery shopping, so we'll probably that will be a leftovers night. So Sunday...
With a good drop.
Good.
There's a good drop I know this time.
Fantastic. We were having a problem with our air conditioner in our bedroom that it was draining into the house instead of outside. Like my blanket was wet inside. So Sam has it all types of fixed now. But then the 30th is probably going to be the 29th and 30th. Weekends are going to just start being find something. Like, if, you know, there's going to be leftovers. There's going to be stuff in the freezer. Here is how worried I am about weekends. There's bread, there's peanut butter, and there's jelly. You know, that doesn't sound too bad. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich might be on the docket for lunch. So.
It didn't break.
Crash, boom, bang. So that is kind of what is happening around here. So to recap, Monday menu planning is then going to every other Monday. You're seeing it today on the 17th, and the next one you will see is on the 31st of August, and it will cover the first couple weeks of September. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Toodles!